Boyer, the ball carrier. But stacked up by the middle of the Newberry line. Second down, let's call it a long line. Flag on the play.
You don't see that penalty called very much against St. Mary's at all. And the first penalty is against Newberry. That would make it now second down and 3. 27-yard line, handoff, left tackle position, and the man is stopped near the line of scrimmage. And Bouchard on the stop. King and Bouchard in on the stop for Newberry, and he didn't get very far at all. I think it's going to be third down and 3.
Tim Bond on the
Graham, the runner.
Yep, ball's at the 27-yard line. It'll be third and 3 from there for the St. Mary's Knights. 10.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter of play. There's no score. Ball's on the 27-yard line. 32 now for the Knights as they come up. And this time they're going to split one man left and slot another one out there. Two guys split to the left side. Long count again by the quarterback. Here's the snap to run a reverse to the left side, and a big game. First down to the left.
Nice.
To midfield and to the 47-yard line before he's brought down to the first and 10 St. Mary's. They're on their own 47 here midfield.
Buffalo on the tackle. Van Buskirk on the carry.
Well, it is first and 10 for the St. Mary's Knights on their own 46-yard line is where they mark it. First and 10 St. Mary's on their own 46. Here they come. 9:55 left to go. First quarter, no score. St. Mary's lines up. Two men split to the left side. Quarterback with the long count again. And handoff right to the right guard. Oh, hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain at all.
Severns on the tackle.
It'll be second and 10. That's Severns been on the tackle for Newberry. And boy, he stuck the ball carrier hard on the run. That'll make it second down and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Second down and 10.
Gain on the play, second down and 10 for the Sioux. On their own 46, Newberry back on defense, no score. We've had one first down in the game, that's to the St. Mary's Knights. Here they come up now. Second and 10 on their own 46. Clock running, 9:13 left, first quarter, no score. Two men split left side again. Looks things over. Pitches out, they'll run and left. Nice hole, gain of 5, 6. And that's all as a whole swarm of Newberry players come over to get him. Bouchard in on the tackle, and also over there was Jim King. And also Eric Rollins. So we had 3 or 4 more besides those three. 8:44 now left to go. First quarter of play. That'll make it third down at about 5.
Third and 5.
They stopped it right at midfield. The ball smack dab on the 50-yard line. Big third down play for the Newberry defense. They had these two stopped on the last series, fourth down and long. They managed to pick it up. This time Sioux slots one man right, splits another out of the left-hand side. Only one runner lined up behind the quarterback. Hooks things over, hands off. No, he keeps it. Drops back, and he's going to be sacked. Quarterback is sacked for a loss of the play. Bouchard is in there to sack him for a big loss on the play. The quarterback is Manuel Serpentino, and he was sacked all the way back at about the 42-yard line for a big loss of the play. And that's what...
Go, Eager!
Fourth and about 14.
They sweep around the end. No, he just won't get around, they sweep. They play 2 downs and just go to. Yes.
back there.
22-yard line.
Ball's going to be on the
First and 10.
excellent field position. The snap was way over the head of the kicker.
22.
And Newberry runs back. The kicker got the ball, but he was passing way back on his own 20. This is Riley's first start at the quarterback position. So he might be a little nervous. He's up there now. Second and 11. Drops back the pass. He's being rushed. He's not going to get it off. And he is sacked all the way back at the 34-yard line. So, offensively, now Newberry's done nothing.
Campione.
Right side of the two setting behind the line of scrimmage.
Back on the 34, it's going to be third down at 19 for there for the first down for Newberry. Clock is running. We have 6 and 15 left to go in the first quarter. No score. Newberry, they have 2 men split right, another man in motion to the right, another man slotted left. Quarterback straight back to pass, being rushed, and gets it off. And we've got a flag on the play. It was
Flag on the play.
complete, but the runner was dropped right away, and we've got a penalty, and I believe it's against Newberry. I don't have a call yet. One official signal it was against Newberry. Let's see. They are talking to the Sioux, so that indicates the penalty is indeed against Newberry. And that'll push Newberry back.
Legal motion.
The legal motion is going to be declined by the Sioux, and that'll make it 4th down and long yardage. 4th down and 19 from the 33-yard line for Newberry. 4th and 19, 33 of St. Mary. So Newberry ended up losing about 9 yards in their first 3 possessions, their first 3 plays. But now Newberry's going to punt. Richard, the kicker, standing on his own 40. The snap, the kick is up. Short kick, angles right. And taken by St. Mary's Knights at about the 5. And they run it back and are pushed out of bounds. I think it's about the 20-yard line. Let's see where they mark it out. So the Knights of St. Mary's take over the ball. First and 10 now.
First and 10 is just over the 10, Jack.
Just over the 10-yard line. Defensive-wise, Newberry was very impressive on that initial series, but offensively, did not move the ball at all. In fact, they have a minus 9 yards now offensively for the Knights thus far. Let's go back to clock is running. We have 5.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter of play. No score yet. Here comes the Sioux up. One man split left, another man split right. Back to 9 formation. Long count. Here's the snap. They'll pitch out to the right side, try to sweep the right, and they've got a gain of about 5.
Green him about
To about the 17-yard line. So they must have started at the 15. It will be second down
Gucci also on that second.
and about 5
Second down, 5.
on the 17-yard line. Second and 5 for the 17 for St. Mary's. Clock running, just under 5 minutes left to go. In the first quarter of play, there's no score. St. Mary's with the ball. Second down, 5. On their own 17, 2 men split to the left, another slotted over right. Hand off, and they try the right guard position for very little. It'll be third and long. They lost about a yard and a half. So you got those open.
There's room in there.
Backed up on the left hand side of the line.
I can barely see through the window. Well, it's a windy, rainy, cold night here. We have 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter. About third and 6. No score. Third down, 6 yards to go. The ball's on the 16-yard line. They're all 16 for the Sioux. And we have runner going up the middle for a gain of about 3, it looks like. He stopped short of the first down. It'll be 4th down, and they need about 3 for the first down. The ball, he gained 2. The ball's on the 19. So it is 4th down and 4th down and 3. The Ball on the 19. 3.5 minutes left to go, and again, Sue's going to punt. Last time it went right over the head, and this time they throw it low, and he can't get it again. Now he picks it up and gets off a kick that goes about 2 yards. Newberry picks it up and goes in for a touchdown. Johnson picks it up, and the defense of Newberry scores the first touchdown of the game. Here's what happened. The kick this time, instead of going over the head of the punter, was low. It bounced on the ground. He picked it up, got the kick off, and it went right into the stomach of one of the Newberry players, Johnson. He just hung on to it and goes right into the end zone for a touchdown. So Newberry scores, and it is 6-0 Newberry as the defense comes up with a big score here to start things off in the first quarter of play. 6-0 Newberry with 3:23 left to go in the first quarter. Now Newberry's going to go for the extra point kick. Bouchard is going to kick for Newberry. And apparently they're going to kick it as opposed to going for the 2-point conversion. Here's the snap. The kick is up. It's good. And it's 7-0 Newberry on the kick by Brian Bouchard. And we'll be back in a minute.
Curtis Service Marathon features...
So come on back to the good old days. Get in the swing of things at the Cove, Lake Street, Nominway.
Well, the Newberry kickoff to the Sioux is touched by one of the Sioux players, and it goes out of bounds at the 6-yard line. So the Sioux Knights will take it over there, 1st and 10 on their own 6. The Newberry defense is shined here on a stormy night. They have the ball. St. Mary's now back deep. Their backs against the wall. It is 1st down and 10 on their own 6-yard line. And Newberry leads 7-0. The result of a block kick that went into the Newberry player, and he managed to hang on to it, run into the end zone for the TD, and then the extra point kick by Bouchard. 7-0 Newberry. St. Mary's have a man in motion to the right. Quarterback pitches out to the right side, and the ball carrier is brought down before he can get anywhere. If they lost on the player, it's going to be back to the line of scrimmage.
He lost. Price caught him behind the line.
Okay, where's the ball?
About 3-yard line, Jack.
So it's going to be 2nd down at 12, then they lost 2 on it. 2nd and 12 back on the 3-yard line.
That's a good play by Price. Flew right through the line. And they put back, and he caught the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage.
Newberry won the junior varsity game this afternoon, 46-6. All right, St. Mary's ball, 2nd down and 12 on their own 3-yard line. Newberry leads 7-6. Quarterback back to pass. Throws it long, and it's incomplete. Off the fingertips to one of the receivers downfield. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 12 from the 3. 2.5 minutes left to go. First quarter of play, the score is 7-0 Newberry. Heartbreaker for Michigan State. Michigan State lost this afternoon to Notre Dame, 20-19.
I watched most of that game. Good game.
Tremendous game. Didn't come out the way we wanted, but a good game.
So good game.
Michigan won earlier today. The game broadcast here on NBY over UCLA. All right. Here's the quarterback back to pass, and he is going to be sacked. Is it in the end zone?
They're saying not.
No. Must be back at about the 1-yard line or so. Then quarterback was sacked trying to get a pass on. And
They're saying that's a real good field position.
I guess they'll be the way they're stacking this ball, and they're going to have to pop out of their own end zone. Well, they're going to have to pop it over. By the Sioux. We'll be back right after this 1 minute.
Hello, it's your car. So, you've been going to a lot of fast food restaurants lately. Now,
From their own 1-yard line for the Sioux, and the last 2 times they've snapped the ball for a punt, they've had all sorts of problems. One went over the head of the kicker, the other was on the ground.
Well, even if they get it off, they're kicking into the wind, too.
Here's the snap at 5, and he gets it, and he downs it for a safety.
Right.
He took a safety. Well, it might have been a smart play. Now they get the kick from out. The kicker took the ball and went down on his knee for a safety. So Newberry scores 2 more points. It's 9-0 Newberry. And now they'll kick off. But this is kind of unusual. We're nearing the end of the first quarter of play. The defense has got all the points, 9-0. In fact, Newberry has scored 9 points. I don't think they've had a first down in the game.
No, they haven't.
Newberry has not scored a first down in the game, and they lead by the score of 9-0. We'll give you the stats at the end of the first half. So now the Sioux is going to have to kick off to Newberry after the safety. And, of course, they're kicking from the 20-yard line, their own 20. Well, they like to kick it as opposed to punt. Newberry lines up, so Newberry's going to come out in real good shape. 9-0 Newberry. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to go, first quarter. Newberry's ahead 9-0. Here comes the Sioux kick. Newberry back to receive. The kick is up. It's a nice long one. Angles to the right just a bit. And Newberry picks it up at the 40 to the 45, 47, and
King with the ball.
Brought down at about the 47 or 8-yard line. So Jim King on the return for Newberry gets it back to the 48. And a minute 56 left to go in the first quarter. Newberry takes over first and 10 on their own 48-yard line.
First and 10 Newberry.
So here comes the Newberry Indians. Raleigh at quarterback is first and 10. Newberry on their own 48-yard line. Full backfield. Nobody split on his shot. And Raleigh keeps it, runs to the right, and gets up to the 50 for a gain of a couple. Down there. And back right at the 50-yard line, midfield. So Eric Raleigh, the quarterback, just spun around and kept the ball as opposed to handing it off. And he rolls for a 2-yard gain. It'll be second down and 8 at midfield for Newberry. Clock is running, a minute and 18 left to go, first quarter.
It almost looked like it was a broken play, Jack. I don't know if it was or planned that way.
All right, second down, 8 yards to go, midfield. This time he hands off, first down up the middle, big gain. The ball carrier is Brian Ducci. Brandon Ducci, and he's up close to the first down. And they're kind of looking at it, but it's going to be short of the first down by just a little bit. It is third down and less than a yard for the first down for Newberry. Brandon Ducci, the quarterback, or the ball carrier, this time they hand off and they hit that right tackle position. There's the first down of the game for Newberry. Up across the 40 to about the 38, first and 10 Newberry.
That was Ducci going on the carry.
So Ducci, the ball carrier again.
Ball looks slick out there. They've almost dropped it on each time they've handed it off, Jack. Hope it's not going to become a problem.
It is first and 10 Newberry. Here's the handoff, left tackle position. Johnson, the ball carrier, is all the way down across the 30. We've got a flag throw. And that was after the man was tackled, so let's see what this one's all about. It's going to be against the St. Mary's Knights. A penalty called against the Sioux. And they threw the flag at about the 26-yard line. They'll march it off from there. So it's a personal foul after the play against the Sioux. And let's see where the ball ends up here. It's all the way down to about the 14-yard line.
First and 10 from about
So Newberry has the ball, first and 10 on the 14-yard line of the Sioux with 28 seconds left in the first quarter. First down, up the middle. That's he's in the end zone, touchdown. Short. Oh, he's short? Okay. Well, we're getting conflicting signals, but no, he is short to the
About a foot short of the goal line.
Okay, so, and one referee is signal touchdown, the other not. They're going to put it down at the foot line. So no score yet. Newberry has the ball on their own 1-foot line. Now they're in for the touchdown.
Ducci was ball carrier.
Ducci, the ball carrier from the 1-foot line, touchdown, and Newberry's ahead 15-0. 15-zip favor of Newberry. Newberry last time kicked for the extra point. They're ahead right now. There's only 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Newberry's ahead by the score of 15. And kicking for Newberry is Brian Bouchard. All set. Here's the snap. The kick is up. It's good. And it's 15-0 Newberry, and we'll be back in a minute.
North Coast Real Estate Office.
Here's the Newberry kickoff to the Sioux.
Back to the straight up
at the 30 to about the 35-yard line are the two Knights. That's the end of the first quarter of play with Newberry ahead by the score of 16-0 at the end of the first. We'll be back in one message right after this message.
The Newberry Oil Company sees...
Hey, here at the high school football field, Newberry won the junior varsity game 46-6. This is the varsity affair. It is 1st and 10 for the Knights on the 35-yard line. They're on 35. As we start the second quarter, they're going to sweep to the right, 5, 10, 15-yard up to the 50-yard line and drop down at midfield. Goodness gracious. Nice run there by the two Knights all the way up to midfield.
Knuckle brought him down.
Knuckle made the tackle there. Stephen, catch the two runners for me.
Okay.
Also, Ron, it's the ball is right smack dab at midfield on the 50-yard line, where it is 1st and 10 for the Knights with 11:25 now left to go in the second quarter of the game. Newberry's ahead 16-0. The Knights come up, they'll split one man left, another right, split up the backfield. Long count for the quarterback. Now set. Hand off, right guard position, 5, 7, 8-yard gain. And he rolls forward, but near the market. Chad Boyer was in on the carry for Newberry, for St. Mary's rather. And it's a gain of about
on the run,
8 yards. It'll be second down and 2 on the 42-yard line of Newberry for St. Mary. Well, St. Mary seems to be moving the ball pretty effectively right now on the ground. Second down and 2. They split a man left. Another man spotted left. 2 men in the backfield. Set now. Quarterback drops back the pass. Looks right. Gets it off. Complete. Oh, he dropped it. Get it out of his hand. The receiver had the ball in his hands and then just kind of dropped it. That's wet out there, of course.
So it's Mark Murphy on the one that dropped the ball.
Make it 3rd down and 2 now. 10.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. So the St. Mary's Knights have it 3rd and 2 on the 42-yard line of Newberry. 10.5 minutes left to go. Second quarter of the game. Newberry's ahead 16-0. 2 men split to the left side. One short, another deep. Set. Newberry's outside. They drew Newberry outside. The animated jumped over the line. Be a 5-yard penalty and a first down for the Sioux. So it's 5 yards marched off against the Newberry defense. Gives the Sioux a first down of the 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. For the Knights of St. Mary's, here they come. So the St. Mary's Knights have a good drive going right now. This time they'll split 2 men to the right side. They have been splitting the guys left. This time they come right with them. Set in the backfield now. Crisscross, they'll run left with it. And the ball carrier tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe dove forward for a yard or 2. That'll make it second down and about 8 yards to go.
LeBlanc's on the field.
Martindale on the side.
So it's a gain of 2 yards. Makes it second down, 8 yards to go. Ball's at the 36-yard line of Newberry for the Sioux Blue Devils. Or Sioux Knights with 9:45 left to go in the second quarter. Freshman team lost 14-7 earlier in the week to Agonine Junior Varsity. Newberry JV won today 46-6 over the Sioux St. Mary's team. Left tackle position. Nice run. He carried about 3 or 4 with him down to about the 30-yard line.
Jeff Graham on the carry and Bouchard on the stop.
So that'll make it 3rd down.
3rd and a yard.
And 1 yard to go for the first down for the Sioux. Well, they're moving the ball well right now against Newberry. Clock is running. 9 minutes now left in the second quarter. Sioux ball, 3rd down, 1 yard. Newberry 30-yard line. It is 16-0 Newberry in the second quarter. This time they split the guys up. One split left, another right. 2 men in the backfield. Lined up directly behind the quarterback. The snap. They go right up the middle.
Quarterback kept the ball that time. It was a sneak.
Quarterback sneak close to the first down. He's got it. It is 1st and 10 for the Sioux.
Up and 0.
Blue Devils 1st and 10.
1st and 10.
Wet Second quarter of play, 8.5 minutes left. 16-0 Newberry, 2 driving. First and 10 on the Newberry 28-yard line. Now the Sioux split the guy left, another one split wide to the right. Quarterback pitches on right side, gain of 5. Or thereabouts. Nice defensive play by one of the Newberry players there.
That was Jeff Graham again on the third.
Graham's about there.
And the tackle was made by George Severn. So it's only a gain of 2 or so. I see what his forward progress was. We're going to mark the ball on the 27-yard line. Second down from the 27-yard line for the St. Mary's Knights. 7.5 left in the second quarter now. 2 men supposed to the left side this one, or this time. 1 split wide. Now Sioux had a man in motion before the snap. And they did get the snap off. Newberry in there quickly to drop the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage.
On the stop.
Jim King made the stop for Newberry, but it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be declined, so they'll take the loss.
There it is.
That'll make it third down.
It's raining pretty good out there. Right on the inside.
They haven't moved the ball back. It is third down and 1. Third down and 11, pardon me. The ball's on the 29. They hand off, go to the right side, but got very little over there.
He was tripped up by Price and Martindale.
Make it a fourth down and about 10. So it is fourth down and 10 yards to go on their own 29-yard line, the Newberry 29-yard line for the Blue Devils. And the Blue Devils, keep saying the Sioux Blue Devils. For the Sioux Knights of St. Mary's, Ontario. And the Sioux is going to be punting from their own, from the 40. High snap, and he drops it again. And he is going to be tackled all the way back near midfield.
45-yard line.
And Newberry is going to take over the ball first and 10 on the 45, and the Sioux is just at all sorts of problems
Martindale is in on
the punts and the snap. Martindale is in there quickly. So, here's Eric Wadley, the quarterback for Newberry. This is his first start at quarterback tonight. Newberry's junior quarterback brings him up. It is first and 10, Newberry. On their own 45, full backfield, nobody split up. Newberry had men in motion. Well, that's the second time Newberry's been called here.
Legal procedure against Newberry.
5 to first and 15.
On the way back to the 40-yard line. 6 minutes left to go, second quarter. And well, the quarterback brings him up. Splits the man to the right side this time. Not very far. Hand off, left tackle, and very little gain.
Oh.
Gain of about 2, maybe.
Gucci on the carry.
So Brandon Ducci gains 2, and that's all. And that'll make it second down and 13 on their own 42 for Newberry with 5.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Here's Newberry coming up. And handoff, right tackle, big hole. Still on his feet. Across the 50, 45, 40, 35, and brought down there. My goodness gracious, the Newberry ball carrier carried about 5 people with him. I think that's Terry Johnson. I mean, he had a bunch of people on his back.
The field is a ball carrier.
Preston time.
Okay. I don't know to see. He was put over to the right. That was Johnson out of the backfield.
Hard to see it get under the bottom of the pile.
He was with them there. All right, here goes the handoff, and it's to the right tackle position again, this time for about 3.
Ducci, the ball carrier.
Brandon Ducci, the ball carrier.
Up on the right side of the line.
That'll make it second down and about of St. Mary's for Newberry. Quarterback Raleigh hands off. And very short gain this time, too. About a yard. Who was that, Jason? Ryan Bashar, the ball carrier. That was Johnson made that big gain, wasn't it? Yeah, Terry Johnson made the big gain for Newberry there. Theo was out there blocking, probably.
Must have been. I saw him get up under the pile, and I thought he had the ball.
Don't know what the reason for it is, but Cecilia, the senior quarterback, is playing over on the right side as an end. I believe he's lining up at end for Newberry. And Riley, the junior quarterback, has been directing things. All right, Riley draws back, and he's being rushed. And he gets it off. But it's going to be, incomplete. Almost pulled it in on there. But they do, that one was just, it looked like it was. But they do have three defenders over there. The Newberry man, Jason Hughes, jumped up high, and he managed to jump the furthest and almost pulled it in. And it is raining hard now here at the Newberry football field. We have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Newberry's ahead 16-0. Newberry has the ball. 4th down and 7 on the St. Mary's 33. Newberry's going for the first down. 4th and 7. They slot a man to the right side. Quarterback hands off on a little delay, but we don't get anywhere with it. And the Knights take over the ball 1st and 10 on about the 40-yard line. So the Knights have the ball. They take over on downs, 1st and 10. Into the ball game comes Jim Martindale now for Newberry. On defense, 1st and 10.
About 34-yard line.
34-yard line for the St. Mary's Knights from the Sioux. 3:22 left in the first half. 16-0 Newberry. Sioux splits one man either way, left and right. Two men lined up directly behind the quarterback in the backfield. They'll pitch out and run left. Gain of about 3 or 4, and that's all. It'll be 2nd and long yardage, 2nd and about 6. He's across the 35 to about the 38. So that would be a gain of about 3. Make it 2nd and 7.
King was on the stop. Ball carrier was Graham.
Clock is running. We have 2 and 45 left to go. First half of the game. It is 16-0 Newberry. And here comes the Sioux, 2nd down and 7. Ball's on about the 38-yard line. One man split left, another right, same type of formation. Quarterback back to pass, being rushed. He's not coming half. He's sacked back there at about the 29-yard line. Stark in on the tackle for Newberry. That's the guy that was back there. Bucko was coming in from the underside. So Stark in there quickly to make the tackle. And it is 3rd down and long yardage, 3rd and 28. I'm sorry, 3rd and 15 from the 28. 3rd down and 15 yards to go from the 28-yard line. And now, hold on, we've got a timeout call. Timeout call by Newberry, so we'll be having this word. We'll be right back.
It happens every year. The kids go back to school, football.
And quarterback back to pass, gets off a short pass, incomplete, left side.
Incomplete.
And the receiver had nobody in front of him. He would have picked up about 10, but that's about all. I thought he would probably have been tackled before the first down. So it's an incomplete pass in any case. That'll make it 4th down. With everything that has happened thus far in these stops for the Bucks, this is going to be exciting. We've had a couple of high stops, a couple of low stops.
They haven't had a good snap.
Haven't had a good one yet. And the punter is back standing on his own 15. One of them was turned into a safety. All right, all set. This one is a good one. And he gets the kick off, but it goes straight up in the air. It's going to be really short. And it bounces at about the 40. Takes a big bounce, though, for the Sioux. Down to about the 50-yard line. They finally done it on the Newberry 49. So Newberry's got good field position. They take it over the 1st and 10 on
Newberry from their own 49.
And we'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Newberry State Bank is writing home improvement loans fast and furious to qualifying customers for a wide variety of projects stretching from the ever continual effort to energize the home to more fun-filled improvements. See the equal housing lenders at your hometown leading company. We'll set a plan
carry for yards, the 2nd and 9.
Try draw play with Terry Johnson. Doesn't get anywhere. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, they give him 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 at the midfield marker, 50-yard line. Riley rolls to the right and hands off, and again the ball carrier got very little. Brandon Ducey, the ball carrier at that time for a couple, and that's all. So
Keep us Pasquale on the tackle. 3rd down and 8.
That'll make it 3rd down and 7. So he gained 2. Gain of 2. 3rd down and 7 on the 48-yard line of the Sioux for Newberry. All set. Nobody split for Newberry either side. Long toss. Riley, quarterback, drops back, and my goodness. The Sioux was in the backfield before they could hand off.
End of the first half.
No gain.
Newberry
That's
16,
going to be the end of the
St.Mary.
first half with the score. Newberry 16 and the Sioux nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. On the goalpost on one side has fallen down in the end zone there. And I guess we're just going to leave it that way. Now set to go. Now somebody going over and put it up. Well, here's the kickoff, and it's a short one. Bounces at about the 35, and Newberry's going to down it there. So the Newberry Indians take over the ball 1st and 10 on their own 35. Actually, the ball's going to be marked on the 36 or 37-yard line. Let's see.
There's Price on covered the ball.
So Price comes up with the ball for Newberry. And it is 1st and 10 Newberry on their own 36-yard line. In the second half just underway. Newberry leading 16-0. So here comes Newberry up now. 1st and 10. Nobody split either direction. Full backfield for the Indians as they look thing over. Riley, the quarterback, hands off. Second man up the middle. Nice gain. At least 7 or 8 close to the first down. And perhaps just short of the first down marker. Call it a gain of 9. That's Johnson, the ball carrier, Terry Johnson, and that will make it a 2nd down and short yardage for Newberry. 2nd down and about a yard for the first down. The ball all the way up now to the 45-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 Newberry. I'm sorry, 2nd and 1 for Newberry. As they set now, full backfield. Hand off, first man up the middle. He's got the first down. And the ball carrier that time was Ducey for Newberry, and he is up to the midfield mark. So it's 1st and 10 Newberry at midfield. 3rd quarter is just underway. 10:55 left to go in the 3rd. Newberry 16, Sault St. Mary's Knights nothing. Now Newberry splits their backfield, slot a man to the right side. Quarterback hands off to the right tackle position for a couple of yards, and that's all. It'll be 2nd down and long yardage. Quarterback Riley coming over, getting some instructions from the sidelines from Mark Carpenter. Carpenter signals in the plays.
Sure, go ahead.
And it'll be 2nd down and about 8 yards to go for the first down at the 48-yard line of the Sioux for Newberry. And Newberry comes up, splitting a man either side. And the handoff, they go to the right guard position.
Johnson again.
Johnson, the ball carrier for a gain of a couple.
Just over the 45.
Well, trying to get this Newberry line, they're doing a fine job. We weren't provided with our usual stat sheet here, and it's hard to see. So, and there's been some changes. So we'll try to pick it up for you as we go along here. It is now 3rd down and 4 for Newberry. They'll go to the left side of the line. Big hole over there on the left side. And we've got a flag thrown after the play was stopped. So Johnson was the ball carrier. He got 12 yards. Ducey had one of the blocks in there, and we had a flag thrown after the ball. Now personal foul against the Sioux. We'll add some more mileage onto it. Here's on that left side, Ron, that's throwing some good blocks over there.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a second here.
Ron's got the old Canucks out. Hard to see the numbers.
I really can't see through this window. on the left side.
Well, we have a timeout call. I believe we have an injured ball player from the Sioux on the field, so there's a momentary timeout. We'll take a quick 1-minute break. We'll be right back. Here we go. Here's Newberry first and 10 on the Sioux 20. Nobody split either direction. Raleigh, the quarterback, takes one handoff, goes the other way, and there's a big gain.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
And let's see who they mark for forward progress. Jay, can you catch that? He's down to the 7-yard line where it's first and goal. That's Smithen, the center for Newberry. Jim Fair is at the guard on the left side. He's blown some holes. George Severns on the right. Roy Robinson, the left tackle. Jim King, the right tackle. Steve Cecile playing at end for Newberry, and Jason DeVue, the other end. Those guys are doing a nice job of blocking. First and goal, Newberry on the 7. And they try the right side of the line this time. Short yardage. Gain of 2. It'll be second down and goal for Newberry from the 5-yard line.
I can't see for sure, but I think it was Johnson on the carry again. He's carried the last 2 times.
It's difficult to see in this weather. The windows are fogged quite heavily.
Too much hot air up here.
Yeah. Well, this booth is crowded here, and we've got... Well, here goes Newberry. Touchdown.
That's Johnson for the touchdown.
5-yard touchdown.
Johnson, 5-yard TD run for Newberry, and it's 22-0. Newberry 22, and the Sioux nothing, with 8.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Newberry's kicked for 2 extra points here tonight, and they'll try a third. Bichard is the kicker for Newberry. He's been successful the first 2 times. Let's see what happens here. All set. Here's the snap. Kick is up.
Good.
It's good.
Right down the middle.
And the score is Newberry 23, the Sioux nothing. Back in a minute.
Newberry 23.
Of M28 and M123 for easy access. We look forward to serving you at the Newberry Mobile Mart.
We give you more every day.
An impressive drive by Newberry. Newberry marched the ball down the field largely on the running of Terry Johnson, who ran the ball for 46 yards on 6 carries that time. Brandon Ducci had 9 yards on 2 carries, and Newberry scores with 8:23 left in the third quarter. Here's the kickoff by Newberry. The Sioux takes it at about their 5, running all the way back to the 20, and that's all.
Brought down by Johnson.
It's going to be first and 10 for the Knights on their own 21-yard line.
St.Mary.
That was Graham on the carry.
8:24 left to go, third quarter of play. It's Newberry 23 and the Sioux nothing. And the Sioux takes over the ball, first and 10 on their own 21. Clock running at 18 now left to go, third quarter of play. Newberry on their way to winning their first game of the season here. And next week we'll be taking on Munising over at Munising before returning home for 4. All right, Sioux ball, first and 10 on their own 21. They split up the backfield, wide to the right, handoff to a roll right. One man misses the tackle, and then finally Newberry's in on the tackle after a gain of a run, 2 or 3, and that's all.
Graham on the carry for the Sioux again. Johnson on the tackle.
Push yard on the bottom.
So that'll make it second down. And about 8 yards needed for the first down for the for the Knights of St. Mary's. Ball's on the 25-yard line. So it's second and 8 on their own 25 for the Sioux Knights. And that's enough of that window being open stuff.
Yeah, but I can't see again.
All right, here we go.
Graham again on the carry.
Rolls to the right side. Gets very little. It'll make it third down in long yardage. Jimmy Fair threw a nice block over there for Newberry, or made a nice tackle for Newberry. 6:48 now left to go. Third quarter of play. It's 23-0 in favor of Newberry. Newberry rolled up a 46-6 victory over the junior varsity team here earlier today from St. Mary's. to win their fourth in a row on the JV level. Quarterback back to pass, and he's going to be sacked.
King on the tackle.
And that is Jimmy King that makes the sack. And let's see where they end up with the ball. I think it's all the way back to the 20 again. So it will be 4th down and 13 from the 20-yard line for the Sioux. 6 minutes left, third quarter, 23-0 Newberry. The Sioux's going to kick, and here goes the exciting punt again. Out of 4 punts, they've only had 1 successful. But he might have the hang of it now. 2 have been high snaps, 1 have been low. The safety has resulted. Here's a high snap, but he's got it. Kick goes straight up in the air, up and down. It's only going to go about 5. In fact, it takes the ball, goes backwards, and they end up with forward progress of about 5 yards, and that's all.
Well, that kicker's kicking into a pretty stiff wind, too, and
Oh, yeah.
I think those bad snaps early on got him really shook up and expecting a bad snap each time.
That guy can kick about as good as me. That's a minus 2 yards on the kick that time. The ball ends up on the 18-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Newberry on the Sioux 18. So the punt goes straight up in the air. They lose 2 yards on the punt. Here's Newberry. Raleigh hands off. Second man, left tackle position. Nice hold for him.
There's a fumble.
And we've got a fumble. And Sioux recovers here. Newberry recovers. So that'll make it 2nd down and
Smithson on the recovery.
8. They gain 2 before the fumble. 2nd down and 8 for Newberry. And we have 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Ducey with the ball.
Ducey, the ball carrier, breaks to the right. Nice gain. Down
Big
inside.
arm by number 20.
See the forward progress here.
Ducey on the tackle.
Inside the 10, down to about the 7 or 5. It is 1st and goal, Newberry.
They marked it right on the 5 there.
Ball's on the 5-yard line, so it's 1st and goal from the 5. 4.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Well, here's the handoff. I think he went forward. Starts to see.
What yard is the ball?
Now, let's see here. I think he's inside of the 5, probably at about 3.
Looking down 3.
Yeah, they've marked it on the 3, Jack.
So, I guessed right on it. It is 2nd and goal from the 3 for Newberry. Full backfield, nobody split. Nope, we got a flag throw before the snap. Let's see what this is. St. Mary's lined up outside, so they have the distance to the goal, put the ball at the 1.5-yard line.
Outside.
Boy, is it coming down out there.
It is raining intensely. Intensely. Okay, half the distance to the goal, puts the ball at the 1.5-yard marker. It is 2nd and goal from there for Newberry. Here's the snap. Ducey, the ball carrier.
Ducey's in for a touchdown.
He's in for the touchdown. 1.5-yard run TD. And Newberry takes the lead now, 35-0. No, 29-0. He had already put up the score. Sorry. All right, scoreboard operator is quick down there, I tell you. 29-0. Newberry ahead. 3.5 left to go. Newberry will kick for the extra point again. And here's the snap. The kick is up. It's good. It's 30-0 Newberry. Back in the win.
Just in time for fall planting, new shipment.
Gagliardi when he appears here on WNBY Radio to answer your questions. Or write or call Pat Gagliardi, State Capitol in Lansing. State Representative Pat Gagliardi, an NBY Sports Booster.
Well, the Sioux kicked off to Newberry. The ball goes into the end zone.
Newberry kicked off.
Newberry kicked off. Sioux goes into the end zone, and the Sioux downs it there, and it'll be a touchback, and the Sioux starts 1st and 10 on their own 20. Well, we have 3 minutes and 28 seconds left to go. Even hard to see the scoreboard now. 3:28 left to go in the third quarter. 30-0 Newberry. Sioux's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 20. Long count here. And they hand off, and the man is hit in the backfield. Player of the ball carrier, he got nowhere. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
I think it was 7.
See who that was in there quickly for Newberry, if you can, Ron.
I couldn't see Jack. He got up and walked on the other side of all the guys, and I couldn't see his number.
30-0 Newberry, 3 minutes left. Third quarter of play. St. Mary's Knights has the ball. 2nd and 10 on their own 20. Running play right side, got nowhere. Here we go. Bichard was in on the tackle for Newberry. One man split wide right, quarterback. Throws it over to him, halfback option. He's going to go nowhere either. Good coverage by Newberry on the left side. And that'll make it 3rd and long. 2.5 minutes left.
Johnson on the stop.
Johnson makes the tackle. Nice tackle there for Newberry. It is 3rd and 10 for the Sioux Knights on their own 20. One running play, one pass play, gets nowhere. We have 2:10 left to go in the third quarter. Here comes the Knights up now. And they're going to flaunt one man left, another foot wide to the left. 2 men in the backfield, right behind the quarterback. Long count again.
There's one in.
Long count. Finally, snaps, hands off, they run right and get nowhere again. Boy, that Newberry defense is really stiffened. Johnson again in on the tackle for Newberry.
Graham was the ball carrier.
Graham the ball carrier. 4th down. And they lost 2 on the play, so it'll be 4th and 12 on the 18. Minute and a half left to go in the third quarter of play. 4th down and 12 yards to go on their own 18, and the Sioux's going to have to punt again. Okay, let's do kind of a snap. They've had a couple of good ones. There's another good one. Newberry rushes, but they get the kick off. Goes to the 45. Newberry trying to pick it up. 45, get it. And to the 40 across the 40. And pushed it about near the 40, I believe. It'll be 1st and 10. Newberry on the Sioux 36 is where they end up with it.
Raleigh was ball carrier.
So Eric Raleigh runs her back for Newberry. It is 1st and 10. Newberry on the 36-yard line of the Sioux. The score is Newberry 30, the Sioux nothing. We have 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
There's one in.
The 5-yard line.
Bichard on the carry.
Bichard picks up the 1st down. It's 1st and 10. Newberry on the 25-yard line of St. Mary's. Nice run there by Bichard. 1st and 10. We have 48 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and it's Newberry in front, 30-0. Okay, Riley brings him up. Nobody split either side. 1st and 10 on the 25 of the Sioux. They'll go to the right guard position, cut right to the 20, and down near the 16-yard line, pushed at about there, where it will be 2nd down and short yardage. Bichard again, the ball carrier, and he is down close to the 1st down, short by just a yard. It'll be 2nd and 1 at the 16-yard line for Newberry, with 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play. The score, Newberry 30 and the Sioux nothing. All right, here's Newberry, 2nd down, 1 yard to go on the 16-yard line of the Sioux. Riley brings him up, crisscross backfield in the left guard position. 1st down and then some, all the way down to about the 10-yard line. They stop him. Forward progress, 11-yard line.
That was Depew on the carry that time.
So Depew in there. Taylor. Well, we got conflicting signals coming out here. Who is it?
Taylor.
Taylor, the ball carrier for Newberry.
I saw.
And that's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Newberry 30 and the Sioux nothing. We'll be back in a minute. Riley fakes the handoff, rolls right, keeps it himself, gets across the 10. Inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Where it will be
Flag on the play.
2nd down. And let's see who they mark it.
There's a flag down.
Oh, they have a flag thrown down there, and we're going to have a
personal foul.
Personal foul against St. Mary.
That's the third one.
So let's see what they do here. Well, it's going to be first and goal for Newberry. First and goal at the 2-yard line is where they end up with it. Riley brings him up. Hand off, right tackle position, Bouchard, touchdown. Newberry 36, the Sioux nothing. On the touchdown by Bouchard. And now Newberry apparently again will kick for the extra point. They've done it successfully tonight. They haven't missed any. Brian Bouchard has been the kicker, and he's been 100% tonight. 36 zip, Newberry ahead. 11 and a half left to go in the game, and again Bouchard will be kicking for Newberry. Changes shoes now. Puts on the old kicking toe there. Here comes the snap, and they bobble the snap, and it's down. Kick's no good. We'll be back in a minute.
Curtis Service Marathon features gas, oil...
Minutes left to go in the game, and Newberry's out in front now, 36 to nothing. Here's the Newberry kick, and it is a good one right down the middle. The Sioux takes it at about the 20, and they slide, and I believe we're going to have to mark it down. Guy kind of tripped and slid about 5 yards, but the ball we marked down where he first put his knee down. Van Buskirk was the guy that got the ball for the Sioux, and it's going to be marked down at about the 27 or 8-yard line. So it's going to be first and 10 for the Sioux Knights of St. Mary's Collegiate in Ontario, Canada. First and 10 on their own 28-yard line. 11-17 now left in the game. 36-0 Newberry. The Sioux split the man either direction. And quarterback pitches up and try the left-hand side. They don't think they're going to get very far. They had a Newberry defender waiting over there. There's no gain on the play, maybe a yard at most. It'll be second down and long yardage. And, I'd say something, buddy. You're being quiet over there.
Braun was about there that time. I just couldn't see who stopped him. These windows are so steamed up, I can't see through them. I put my binoculars down. I can't see through them with those. Put my glasses back on because I can't see without them.
You're in bad shape is what you said.
Oh, it's that old age creeping up on me.
10 and a half minutes left to go in the game right now. It is 36-0 in favor of Newberry. And it is second down and 9 yards to go for the Sioux Knights on their own 29-yard line. Handoff, they're going to try to right guard. They got a big hole, and it is closed quickly there. They had a big hole on the right side. And it's a game
Number 12, Crandall.
And knocked down. So that'll be 4th and 7. Incomplete pass. Pass was intended over here for Mark Benson.
No, heavens no.
From the Sioux. So here comes another punt coming up. Riley's back to pass, as Jay Mackey said. This is another adventure. Riley is back to receive for Newberry. He is standing on his own 35. Newberry should get in a relatively good position. 9.5 minutes left to go in the game. 36-0 Newberry. And the Sioux punter standing on his own 20.
Good snap.
Good snap. The kick is up. It's a nice one. Riley goes back, takes it on the 30. To the 35, cuts left, and he held up there. I don't know why he stopped. Gets up to the 40 finally, and across the 40 to the 42, and he's brought down there. So it's first and 10 Newberry from the 42, their own 42. Eric looked like he wanted to cut to the right after he started left, and he just kind of froze there for a second or so. Then started to run left again, at right end. And they go to the right, and there's a nice hole there. And the ball carrier is all the way up to about the midfield mark. It is going to be short of the first down by just a yard or so, so call it a 9-yard gain. Steve Taylor made the carry there for Newberry.
Second down and about a yard.
9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1 from midfield for Newberry. Hand off, first man, right guard position, first down, and then some. Up to about the 45 of the Sioux. Ron?
Trying to see who the
Brown, apparently the ball carrier. He gets the first down. It's 1st and 10 Newberry on the Sioux 45. Now we've got a timeout called by the Sioux. So we'll hear a message. We'll be right back.
You know someone who's feeling a little down. You can...
Riley at quarterback, hands off, second man left guard position. And he is the charge the ball carrier, and he is up to about the 40-yard line before he's brought down. So it's going to bring up the second down.
Just over the 40. No, right on the 40.
It is second down and 5 for Newberry from the 40 of St. Mary's. Newberry had 36-0. Clock is running with 7.5 minutes left to go in the game. Newberry doesn't split anybody other side. Riley, the quarterback, looking things over. Now here comes the snap. After a long count, they'll go first man, right guard position, gain of about 3 or 4. Still on his feet, but now brought down for a gain of 4. Hard pedaling, but he was up against the wall, gained 4.
Down to about the 36 or 37.
And that'll make it 3rd down and 2 if he's at the 37.
3rd and 2.
So here's Newberry up, 3rd down. Garcia in at quarterback for Newberry now. He hands off and they try the right side. He hands the ball off to Fawcett. Fawcett gets about 1 and make it 4th down and 1 for Newberry. So Cecile, the senior quarterback, comes from end and is back at the quarterback position now for Newberry. Cecile brings it up. It is 4th down and 1. 4th and 1 for Newberry. Here's Cecile barking off the signals now. Hands off. They try the left tackle position. I believe he's got the first down. He's across the Taylor, the ball carrier, across the 30 to about the 29. Should be 1st and 10. It is. 1st and 10 Newberry on the 29-yard line. And hold on, we've got a injured ball player down. So we have a momentary timeout here. We'll be back right after this message.
Nope.
Right now, handoff goes to Joe Brown, and he picks up maybe a yard before he's stacked up by the middle of the Sioux line. So Cecilia heads off to Brown. He gets about a yard. It's 2nd down and 9. The ball now is on the 33-yard line of the Sioux Knights with 5 and 45 left to go in the ball game, and Newberry had 36-0. Tony Salter and Robert Ash come into the ball game now in the line. Salter on the end and Ash at the tackle. Here's Cecile at quarterback. They hand off, first man left side. That's Taylor. He is up across the 30-yard line, down to about the 26. The second unit's running the ball really well, Jack. They picked up a couple first downs and eating up the clock well. They're already all the way down to the St.Mary 26-yard line. So it is 3rd and 3 for Newberry on the St. Mary's 26. Clock is running with 5 minutes left to go now. Cecilia hands off to Brown, I believe. Brown, I think that is, on the right side. He's got a gain of a couple. That'll make it 4th down and about 1. Down to about the 25. Let's see where they mark it. Yeah, it's going to be marked at about the 24, Jack. Well, what do? They changed it to 1st down? No, it should be 4th and 1. Oh, yeah, the wrong sign up. Okay, 4th down and 1 for Newberry. Cecilia hands off to try the left side. I don't know if he's got it or not. I think where the mark is, it looks like he probably has the first down. Yes, 1st and 10 Newberry. Nice job by the second unit. Joey Brown and Robbie Fawcett, Steve Taylor, and Steve Cecilia. They're doing a nice job, and the holes are being opened up by Hartzell and Bobby Ash in there, and Tony Salter on the left side. That time did a nice job of blocking and got him the first down. 4 minutes left to go in the game. It's 1st and 10 Newberry on the 23-yard line. All right, Cecilia heads off. First man left side gets very little. Yeah, that was Taylor. Gets up right at the line. So it's going to be 3:49 left in the 4th quarter and counting. Newberry ahead 36-0. And second down and 10 yards to go for the Newberry offense. Second down, 10 yards to go.
Second and 10.
3.5 minutes left to go in the game. 36-0 Newberry. And the ball on the 23-yard line. Second and 10. Oh, Newberry's outside. Somebody on the right side jumped. Everybody moved that time. It was a team effort. The whole backfield moved, and half the line moved, and the quarterback didn't get the ball. So 4 fans on the sidelines, and Duke Rubik also moved. It was a moving experience. Unfortunately, it cost Newberry 5 yards, but 3:14 left in the fourth quarter. Newberry had 36-0. We're just here to run out the clock. Cecilia now brings him up. One man slotted left. Cecilia split and fakes rather, and hands off to the ball carrier going right. He didn't take anybody out with that. No gain on the play. That was took a little too long to develop. About a minute and a half too long to develop. But
third and about 20.
It'll be third and 20 yards to go for first down with 2:43 left in the fourth quarter. So the clock continues to run down to 2.5 minutes now. Cecilia brings him up. It is third down and 20 for Newberry. And fumbles the ball on one of the handoffs. St. Mary's recovers. And the Sioux recovers. Ball will be on the 37-yard line. Soon St. Mary's takes over with 2:23 left in the fourth quarter. We have it first and 10 on their own 38-yard line. Newberry spreads out the defense in a preventive-type defense now. Quarterback back to pass. Very long one. It's going to be almost intercepted. And Newberry there, the guy was waiting for it with stretched out arms, but kind of fell down when it came to him and couldn't hang on.
Yeah, that one was flying in the air so long in the rain. If you had a set of decoys out, you'd have shot it, Jack. It was definitely a wounded duck going over there.
That was Jason Depew who almost gave up with it.
Joshua Smuckle was in the neighborhood, too, and they had a shot at it, but didn't quite flag it down. The quarterback, Carpentiero, kind of threw that one up for grabs, and nobody could grab it. So here we go, second and 10, 1:54 left in the fourth.
The Sioux splits one man right, another left. All set to go. Quarterback drops straight back to pass, hands off on a draw, and the guy trips as he starts forward. I think he tripped over the quarterback's foot.
I saw it clearly, Jack. He tripped over the 35-yard line.
That's what it was.
He just fell right flat on his face because he tripped over the 35-yard line.
That'll make it third down and 12 yards to go for the first down for the Sioux. Newberry couldn't get it back. Clock is running. We're down to a minute and a half left to go in the game. It's 36-0 in favor of Newberry. And third and 12 for the Sioux on their own 35. Proud to go to the air again here. Barking off the signal. Quarterback pitches out. They'll try the left side for a run. In a 5, 10, and close to the first down. And to pick up about 13. Let's see when they mark him on the sideline for forward progress. I think he's going to be short of the first down marker by about a yard.
He's at the 46, and the first down marker's up about at the 48, Jack. So it's going to be 4th and 2, 55 seconds left in the ball game.
Clock continues to run then. They didn't get him out of bounds. There's 50 seconds left to go in the ball game. Into the ball game now for Newberry is Steve Taylor.
Brian Price coming out. Brian's played a nice steady game on defense all day.
Okay, here's Newberry coming, or St. Mary's coming up. Newberry back on defense. Clock running, 30 seconds left to go. It is 4th down and about 2 for the night. Quarterback fumbles the ball.
Newberry will take over.
And Newberry takes over on downs. The Sioux recovered, but Newberry takes over with just 22 seconds left to go in the game. Newberry takes over the ball, 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line. The St. Mary's 45.
Okay, we got 11 seconds, 10 seconds, clock running. Newberry's just going to let time run out. And that's the ball game.
That's going to be it. Newberry wins the first game of the season by the score of 36-0.
Newberry 36, St. Mary's 0.
And that is the end of the ball game. Well,
St. Mary's is just having trouble with their punting game all night long.
took an intentional safety. They were backed up to their own 3-yard line. The punter just grabbed the ball and stepped out of the end zone to make the score Newberry 9 and Sault Ste. Mary's nothing. Brandon Ducci got Newberry's only offensive touchdown in the first half on a 1-yard run after he'd set it up with a nice power drive of his own all the way down the field, and that made the score Newberry 15 and Sault Ste. Mary's nothing. Bouchard added the point after touchdown. Third quarter was more of the same, with the third quarter starting out on a drive that Terry Johnson almost single-handedly marched the ball down the field. Brandon Ducci had 2 runs of 6 yards and 3 yards, and outside of that it was Terry Johnson for 46 yards in the drive. Terry Johnson finally scoring on a 5-yard run to make the score 22-0 with 8:32 left in the third quarter. Bouchard added the point after touchdown. Ducci then got a 2-yard touchdown run of his own with 3:34 left in the third quarter, making it 29-0. Bouchard again with the point after. And then Ryan Bouchard, running with the second team offense, scored a touchdown from the tailback position to make the score 36-0. The point after failed, and that's the final score. Newberry 36 and Sault Ste. Mary's nothing. Running down some individual statistics, Sioux had 54 yards of rushing offense, thanks primarily to Graham, who had 47 yards. The rest of the backs, including the quarterback Carpentiero, were pretty much minus yardage. For Newberry, Terry Johnson had 88 yards. Brandon Ducci had 58 yards. Ryan Bouchard had 35 yards. Steve Taylor 17. Joey Brown 10. And Eric Rahley was a plus 2 yards for 212 yards rushing for Newberry. Rahley was 1 for 3 passing. And Newberry wins its first game of the season by the score of 36-0.
Now Newberry goes on the road, and their next appearance will be at Munising on Friday night. Live coverage here on